Hello, my dear students. As you all know, my name is Dr. Agush Verma, and today we will learn about various mycelial modification in the fungi, how it happens, and how it helps the fungi to absorb nutrients, and it supports the fungi in their life cycle. Mycelial modifications of fungi cell. Now we come to the mycelial modification of the cell. To know what mycelia is, we should first learn what hyphae is. Now what hyphae is, as you can see in the picture, the hyphae are the long filamentous branches which is found in the fungi, and they are very important structures which is required for growth of these species, and together these hyphae are known as mycelium. As the video itself shows it is a mycelium. It is a net-like structure of the hyphae and it is known as the mycelium. Each hyphae is comprised of least one cell and which is capsulated by a protective cell wall, and that protective cell wall in the case of fungi, as we have earlier discussed, it is made up of a chitin. The average hyphae is 4 to 6 microns in size, and the hyphae growth occurs by extending the cell walls and internal components from the tips, and they are associated with multiple different functions. The hyphae in the fungi, it helps fungi in multiple different functions like nutrient absorption. It helps in the nutrient absorption. Fungal species, as it lacks chlorophyll, so it cannot make its own food, so hyphae helps these fungi to absorb nutrients from the host. It can be from the soil. It also helps these fungi, like in case of mycorrhiza, have developed symbiotic relationship, as we have earlier discussed, the symbiotic relationship with higher plants, and it helps in absorption of water. It also helps in the nutrient transportation. Several fungal species exhibit hyphae composed of cord-like structures termed as mycelial cords, and which are used by the fungi to transport nutrients across great distances. And basically these hyphae are characterized into three parts, like three types, you can say. Hyphae are categorized into three types, like binding, generative, and skeleton. Now what is binding type of hyphae? They have thick cell wall and are highly branched. What is generative? The generative hyphae have a thin cell wall, a large number of septa, and typically less differentiated. The skeleton hyphae contain long and thick cell wall with few septa. What is septum, what is septa, and what is aseptate, we would learn in the next slide. To know more about the hyphae of the fungi cell, we should first learn about what septa is. The hyphae consist of one or more cells surrounded by a tubular cell wall. In most fungi, the hyphae are divided into cells by internal cross walls, and that internal cross walls in fungi is known as septa. Now this septa is sometimes perforated enough to allow the pass of ribosomes or certain cytoplasmic molecules. However, in some fungi it is aseptate. So depending on the presence of internal cross wall septa in the fungi or the hyphae of the fungi is classified into septate hyphae and aseptate hyphae. Now septate hyphae, what is it? As you can see in the diagram, the septate hyphae have dividers between the cells, which is called as septa. This septa has openings between the cells which allow them to allow the flow of cytoplasm and nutrients throughout the mycelium, and this pores in the septum wall or internal cell wall is known as the septum pores. Now in the case of aseptate hyphae is also known as cenocytic hyphae and it is also known as non-septate hyphae. As the name itself suggests, what is non-septate hyphae? Non-septate hyphae is that in which it lacks the septa, in which it lacks the divisions. Means there is no divisions. When there is no divisions or internal cell wall, no septa, then no pores are required. It is a continuous flow of cytoplasm in the hyphae. Now, what is the functions of these hyphae? For different species, hyphae are modified to serve different functions, and these type of hyphae are modified differentially in a manner that allows them to access and obtain nutrients more effectively. Altogether, फंगाई को अपना न्यूट्रिएंट्स अब्जॉर्ब करना है, उसे ज़िंदा रहना है ना भाई, उसे अपना न्यूट्रिएंट्स अब्जॉर्ब करना है, उसे वाटर ट्रैप करना है, उसे किसी पैरासाइटिक की तरह बिहेव करना है, सैप्रोफाइटिक की तरह बिहेव करना है. तो ऑल दीज थिंग्स द फंगी डू विद द हेल्प ऑफ दीज hyphae. Now we start the types of hyphal modification. Now how the hyphae modified itself to do different functions, to absorb nutrition, to transfer the nutrition, and helps as a barrier and helps as a parasitic. So hyphae do certain modifications. It is also known as hyphal modification. It is also known as mycelial modifications because both are the same thing. Now in this picture you can see there are the two types of hyphal modifications. First is prosenchyma, second is pseudoparenchyma. Now prosenchyma and pseudoparenchyma are both the same thing. In prosenchyma, what happens? It is the loosely woven tissue of the hyphae. When hyphae loosely come together and they loosely attach together, that type of the tissue is known as prosenchyma. In the case of pseudoparenchyma, it is in the higher fungi. It happens in the higher fungi in which hyphae become woven and intertwined. मतलब they come closer to that extent that it makes a compact mass of the mycelia. Then it is known as pseudoparenchyma. Now in the prosenchyma, the hyphae composing it do not lose their identity because they are not so much compact. They are loosely come together. In pseudoparenchyma, as it forms a compact mass, then hyphae get fused to each other and they lose their individuality. In the prosenchyma, they run more or less parallel to one another and are composed of elongated cells. In pseudoparenchyma, the hyphal mass appears to be a continuous structure consisting of isodiametric or oval cells. This is first and second. Third, fourth, fifth, we will discuss each and every important hyphal modification in this video. So this is the main two hyphal modifications, pseudoparenchyma and proseparenchyma. Now we come to third type of mycelial modification. It is known as the rhizomorph mycelial modification. Now what is rhizomorph? The thick strand or root-like aggregation of the somatic hyphae is called as rhizomorph. In this, the hyphae are too tightly engaged with each other that they aggregate with each other, that they lose their individuality, and now whole mass behaves as one organized unit. And in the rhizomorph, you can see that rhizomorph has a very high penetration capacity, means it can penetrate into the host cells, it can penetrate into the host, and it also can survive for many years. Means in the unfavorable condition, rhizomorph behave like a dormant mycelial cords, dark brown dormant mycelial cords, like you can see in the right hand first diagram. But when the favorable condition appears, they give rise to new mycelia. In the last picture, you can see that rhizomorphs can also branch out in the search of additional food sources and transport nutrients over long distances. Means they can travel travel to the long distances. They can travel to the long distances than the individual hyphae. So it has maximum penetration capacity, and it can also travel long distances than the individual hyphae in search of food. Like rhizomorph, there is one also important condition on the mycelial modification. It is known as sclerotium. But in rhizomorph, we have the mycelial cords. In the sclerotium, we don't have the mycelial cords. In fact, the hyphae come closer to form the compact globose structure. In the sclerotium. Now these globose structure, as you can see in the picture down right, it is the outer portion of sclerotia becomes dark brown while the inner cells are colorless. They contain very small amount of water and can survive in the dry environment for several years. When the favorable condition appears, they grow into new hyphae. This sclerotia condition is also known as the resting stage in the various fungi, and they have the capability to accumulate food materials with the help of vegetative reproduction. And the hyphae is so compact to form the globose structure that they lose their identity. Now these four pictures, in the last picture it is the sclerotia, which is dark. Now they are the various pathogenic fungi which makes this sclerotia. That is some examples are Sclerotium roloffsi. Now Sclerotium roloffsi, you can see the Sclerotium roloffsi in the watermelon in the picture itself, and it causes disease in hundreds of the plant species. It can be vegetable, fruits, ornamental crops, and various other crops also. It is very much destructive, and it happens in tomato, pepper, melon, and watermelon. And in the picture of watermelon is on the screen. Now second most important example is Rhizoctonia solani. Rhizoctonia solani is very much best known as to cause the various plant diseases. These plant diseases of various types, like it appears as a brown patch, as the one of the example are damping of soybean seedlings, black scurf disease of potatoes, bare patch of cereals, root rot of sugar beet, and belly rot of cucumber, sheath blight of rice. These all are the disease which is caused by the Rhizoctonia solani. In the picture we can very much see the bare patch on the cereals, and it is due to the Rhizoctonia solani. And one also important example I have mentioned is SCP vorum. It is white rot on onion. Now it happens in the white rot on onion picture. You can see white rot on onion, and it can also happen in garlic and leeks, and it forms the powdery material mycelia on the bud side of onion, and it remain viable in the soil for many years and is stimulated to germinate by the presence of susceptible crop. So the sclerotium, formation of sclerotium, is the important mycelial modification, and it happens in various fungi. Now we come to Haustorium. It is also the important mycelial modification. It is also known as Haustoria in the plural sense, and these are mostly produced as an intracellular absorbing structures of obligate parasite. And these Haustoria are usually produced in those fungi in which intercellular mycelium are found, and they vary in shape, and many be knob shaped or branched finger shaped. In the dictionary point of view, the Haustoria is the hyphae of a parasitic fungus, enabling the parasite to penetrate the tissue of its host and absorb nutrients from it. So basically it is like a knob like structure which penetrate intracellularly and to absorb the nutrients. They also secrete some specific enzymes which hydrolyze the proteins and carbohydrates of the host cell, so they can absorb the nutrients from the host without killing it. Mind it, without killing it. killing it. So it don't kill their host. In fact, they absorb the nutrients and it yield to the further the plant yield losses, discoloration happens, and stunted growth happens. This is all because the nutrients are being absorbed by the fungus and plants are not getting its proper nutrients. So this is type of mycelial modification.